So welcome back to the workshop, and before we continue on with Elsa, the Volvo 740, I just wanted to show you guys what's been going on in the workshop lately. So I'm sure a lot of you will be happy to see this. No more hazardous pit in the middle of the workshop. It is a bit of a shame to see it go, but it wasn't as useful as you'd think so, because it was actually meant for working on lorries and HGVs and things like that. It was actually quite shallow because obviously lorries sit quite high off the ground. So if you tried to work on a car, you'd actually be sort of bent forward to try and fit underneath. So it didn't really work. If you can't stand up straight whilst you're working, then you obviously can't work like that for very long. So it wasn't really ideal. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of you will be happy to see that, because I know quite a few of you are quite concerned about it. So yeah, that's taken care of. The back of the workshop does look quite different indeed. So have a quick look inside here. So it's a proper room now with a heater, well, 2 heaters even, and storage that's under the stairs. And yeah, so there's a good bit of closed off storage there, which is nice, and a nice little kitchen room. Yeah, nice little space, isn't it? And of course there's still plenty of room in the workshop to have the workbench and stuff outside. And of course there's the lovely Elsa, the 1988 Volvo 740 that was just recently delivered back to me after we spent quite a number of months apart from each other. Here's what I've been up to. Some of you will remember, not so long ago, well actually it was a couple of years ago now, someone crashed into my Volvo and pulled the front bumper off. And even though it just pushed back into place like it's some kind of jigsaw puzzle or something, because it's an old Volvo, still now we've obviously got a split there. And I think that actually if this was hooked over this, it would be fine, because I didn't realise, but the bumpers actually come in separate sections. That part's a separate section, the middle part's a separate section. So actually it's meant to come apart anyway. The splitter is separate to this bumper part here. So on this they've actually painted the lower part, it's colour matched, and you can see originally on the car, on this one, it doesn't have it. It's just black all the way along. When you see this bumper next to this one, it makes this bumper look a lot more poverty spec, doesn't it? So actually it would be really good to see how that looks. Seeing that is making me realise how the rest of the car would look a lot nicer if it was 760-ified as well, i.e. chrome door handles. The chrome strips on the door trim as well, that would be really nice, I think. And the chrome handles. We won't go for the chrome on the arches because I'm not a fan of that. I think that's too much bling. But I think chrome strips, definitely. Hopefully it's as easy as it looks. So we've got a bolt there, and obviously on the chassis leg on the other side, which is those threads there. There's a couple of clips to keep these end pieces in. And yeah, there's the 3 nuts on the inner wing, which you can see, which you can't see down there, but they are down there. There's one there, and those ones there, of course, the main ones. Fluid film party. for the windscreen, for the headlamp wipers that don't exist anymore. Because we got an American Volvo. Oh, well, I've never seen Elsa like that before. It's not very nice actually. Don't like seeing her stripped and in pieces like that. My baby! My baby. Now, we can have a good look inside the frame, and you'll see there where it's had a proper oil treatment. That's fluid film, that is, from when I gave it a really, really good going over on one Berlin summer on a gypsy caravan site with a guy in a pink vest and short shorts.
Ja, genau. Schafswollfettimitat.
But that was a long time ago, back in Berlin. It's almost taken a bit of a Japanese turn now, hasn't it? Looks a lot like a late 70s or early 80s Subaru of some description, or something along those lines, something Japanese, I would say. The splitter makes a huge difference, just to give that depth to the front. So I was just trying to chuck this on and did have a bit of a problem. Some of you might already be able to see it. So had the bumper on, and then I was trying to get these long bolts that go through this part here, top and bottom. Fine on that side, couldn't get them through on this side despite any amount of maneuvering. And from what I can see, I think this is twisted slightly, because not only does it look a bit wonky, but you can see there where some paint's cracked and it looks a bit sort of bent over, doesn't it? It's not exactly straight. And the chassis itself looks okay, but can you see how that doesn't really line up square? Whereas on this side, they're a bit more level. It's twisted that way, hasn't it? It's pulled this over, which has pulled that side down a bit and then made them a bit lower. So the whole thing's sort of twisted in that way. It looks like it's been hooked at some point. Someone's tried to pull it and tow it and it's twisted. Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like that one is twisted a little bit. But now hopefully, because we've done it this way, obviously there's adjustment here because of how wide these are. And it's only this that has to go through them. So hopefully there's enough on it to be able to account for that. So the bumper will still go on straight. And yeah, it was at the top of the adjustment there, with the bumper pushed all the way up so it fits where it should. It wouldn't have really gone any further. So yeah, it's pretty much used all that adjustment, but there we go. Looks pretty straight to me. Does look really good. Let me know what you think in the comments. Yeah, what did you prefer it before, or do you prefer this new style with the reflective strip and with the slightly painted bumper as well? I think it looks really good. Yeah, it just gives that front end even more presence, doesn't it? Not that it needed any more, but it's got it anyway. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. Just needs a really good clean now, doesn't it? I've made it really grubby. So there we go, and in the next video it's going to be time to get Elsa UK registered and road legal, so we've got to put her through the MOT, and do all the paperwork and all that sort of stuff and go out for a little drive as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. So make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for that one.